Good morning, everyone. It's just gone 8:10 a.m. Indochina time. That's in Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. And here we are looking at the XAU USD chart on the 10-minute time frame. And I will share with you on my trendline strategy, the trades that I take. And I'm not suggesting or recommending you take the same trades. It's up to you. It's up to you to manage your own account and to use good risk management. I'm just sharing what I do. And the market's just kicking off with what we call the Singapore Shanghai market. Singapore and Shanghai just opened 10 minutes ago, and this is the 10-minute candle we're looking at. And it looks like some indecision. Been getting a big move up from the Tokyo session, which started right here on this candle. Not a big move up, but a move up. And then a pullback, a retracement. And now let's see which way it's going to go. In case you're not familiar with my trend line strategy, I have an upward and a downward trend line. The downward trend line goes all the way back to the monthly chart, as far back as you can go, the previous all-time high. And then it comes down, top-down analysis to the weekly, the 4 hour, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 10-minute. And the same with the upward trend line, goes all the way back to the monthly chart, and then the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and here on the 10-minute chart. And the strategy is if it breaks above and closes above the downward trend line, then I go long and put my safety stop below the other line, the upward trend line. And vice versa, if it goes down below and closes below, breaks below and closes below the green trend line, the upward trend line, then I will go short and put my safety stop above the red line. So whichever one it breaks above, that's called the action line. If it breaks above here, that's the action line. If it breaks below here, that's the action line. And then the other one is called the safety line. Very simple strategy, easy to follow, and works well. Like anything, it doesn't work 100% of the time. After you take your trade, we are at the mercy of the markets, and we could be wrong until the market proves us right. So at this moment, I'm just sitting on my hands waiting. Looking at the daily chart, gold is actually bearish. Yeah, gold is bearish on the daily chart because of that big drop we had last week. And then, but looking on the 4 hour chart, which gives you a quicker indication of the trend, is the gold is bullish on the 4 hour chart. We've seen a lot of upward movement this week, Monday, Tuesday, today, Wednesday. See, that was yesterday. Look at all that upward movement, massive upward movement from 44.80 up to 46.87, more than a $200 move yesterday. Of course, a big move up in the Asian market, and then sideways during the London session, and then continuing move up. And while we're looking at this chart, I'll just share with you what I did. Of course, I got this trade. If you were here yesterday, got this long trade. That was great. And then took profit right about in here somewhere. And then I came back in the New York session, and I saw another strategy that I use called the liquidity grab strategy. And that one looked like it was promising. I took a short trade because it broke above the previous day high, and then oh, it's right in here. Right in here is where it was. Yeah, sorry. Right in here is where Wall Street opened. And so they broke above the previous day high. They did a couple of sweeps there, and then it started to go down. So I went short right in here, and then it just went sideways for the next 2 hours. Next 2 hours, and I decided to take a small loss right in here, took a small loss, and got out of the trade, which was fortunate because it was a short trade, and I would have got my stop loss would have been hit, no question about it. Because after this structure here, it broke the structure and started to continue its move up. But by this time here, guys, I'll just be honest with you, I had trade exhaustion. Has anybody ever experienced that? Trade exhaustion or brain freeze, you might call it. And this is getting, midnight for me, so I've been up all day and experiencing trade exhaustion. I didn't want to take another trade. If I'd gone long here after this break of structure, okay, I could have been in a really good profit. It's even continued, but that was yesterday, and whatever happened yesterday, well, we live to trade another day. Hey, good morning, Raj. I'm just talking away here. Not anybody else joined yet. Sharing a little bit about what happened yesterday. And so far today, no trade. This is Wednesday, first day of April. Wow, the first quarter of the year already gone. Already gone. Is that possible? Time has gone so fast. First quarter of 2026 already gone. So as typically we kind of been seeing lately is not too much movement the first 30 minutes or so. When Singapore and Shanghai open, we did get a move up and then a move back down. It's bounced off of the trend line. And sometimes if you want, you can, some people do, take a bounce from the trend line. But my preferred strategy is to wait for a break above the trend line to go long and a break below the trend line to go short. So just sitting on my hands and waiting, that's what we do as traders most of the time. 95% of our time, we just sit on our hands, just wait. So you just got here, that's cool, no problem. I just got here too. uh, Set up my charts, get everything ready. Doesn't take long to set up the charts like this. You just kind of adjust your trend lines and then you're good to go. I'm very hesitant. Well, I'm not going to take a short trade. I'm just not going to take a short trade. Gold is very bullish. He could come back down here and test 46.13. That's our pivot point for the day. It's now trading at 46.98, 46.99. So that's why it's not moving up. That 4,700 level, of course, is a strong psychological number. If it does break above that, then we're definitely be going to higher prices today. If it can break above that and show momentum, now right at 4,700. It's really hesitating here. We've got one, two, three, four, five, six candles. Just building a new structure right here. Maybe going to go sideways for a while. I'm not going to go short. I'm not going to go short. It looks like it wants to go bearish, but I'm not going to go short. I'd rather just wait. And the reason being, we might jump over and look at forexfactory.com. Let's see if I can Let's see if I can share that chart without blowing up my stream. Sometimes it kicks me out when I do that. Let me try. Let's see if that's going to materialize. There we go. Yeah, I got the forexfactory.com. Some and now, if you're going to be trading later in Wall Street, New York session, you'll expect a lot of action. If you like the fast-moving market and high volatility, that is going to be today. Uh, an hour and 15 minutes before Wall Street opens, we've got the ADP non-farm employment change. And then 1 hour before Wall Street opens, we've got the core retail sales month on month. And then the retail sales month on month. And then 30 minutes after Wall Street opens, we've got the ISM manufacturing PMI. And if you ever want to know what any of those things mean, just click this little box over here and it will tell you all about it. The ADP non-farm employment change is an estimated change in the number of employment people during the previous months. Estimated change, excluding the farming industry and government. So this is kind of a preview of the non-farm, which is coming on Friday. It's an estimated change, but still has a big impact. So just click the little box, and there's all kinds of information in those boxes as well. You can read, you got some news items sometimes over here about what's expected from, Wall Street Journal. If you like reading that kind of stuff, I don't usually bother with that, but just be aware of what's happening today with this high impact news. These are the Southeast Asia times you see here, so be sure to check forexfactory.com for your local times. Now let's go back to the chart and let's see if that kicked me out. See if that'll take me back to the gold chart. There we go. Okay. The streaming software is working well today. Tara something Lewis, 4585. Yeah, well, thank you for being here. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Everybody that comes in and makes your comments. Also, I do this to show you what I do, not suggesting or recommending you take the same trade. You can if you want, but also let me know in the comments. Do you have a trade open? Do you trade gold? And also, of course, if you're new here, let me know where you're watching it from. And looks like it wants to break our trend line. Yeah, Raj, it could be central banks buying. It certainly is like yesterday. Wow, that was just amazing. $200 move up. That was just incredible. And that really started, well, of course, it had a little bit of a move up in the Asia session. And then over here, this is kind of like 3 hours after London opens. They went sideways. London went sideways for a while, and then one big bearish candle, and then they got that out of their system, and it just went up from there. First big candle there, starting about 4 hours. No, 6 o'clock. Yeah, about 4 hours after London opened. Then it just took off and never looked back. Went sideways, a little bit of structure here, and then once it broke that structure, that was it. This is the one where I finally just had trade exhaustion. I had brain freeze, and it's getting close to midnight here for me on this candle. So having had a good profitable trade there, didn't do anything in the London session. That's normal for me. And then by the time I did take a trade in here, I went short here. Looked like it was going to reverse and come back down a bit, but it didn't. So I got out here with a small loss and trade exhaustion. Does anybody ever have that trade exhaustion? I've heard a few people use that term. Get back over here to where we are now. I'm just having a banana while I'm sitting here waiting on my hands, sitting on my hands waiting. If that appears to be not polite or distracts you or disturbs you, let me know. I'll go off screen for a moment. I think it's probably okay. Another bounce off of the trend line. Is it going to head back up or what? Yeah, it looks like it wants to bounce. I'm just thinking out loud here. Make that a little bit bigger. And that is our almost our 8:30 candle. Tell you what, guys, 46.89. Okay, guys, I just went long. I just took a long trade and basing that off of the bounce from the trend line. Okay, we've got one back here's one touch point, two, three, four, five, six touch points. Gold is bullish, and it appears to keep bouncing off of the trend line, respecting that. And I know that I'll have a tight stop loss. I'll put the stop loss about. Let me check and see where that is. 40. What is that? 46. 46.84 is where it goes automatically. Let's see what that looks like on here. 46. Oh, that's a good one. 46.84. Okay, yeah, that's. I have my when I take a trade, I have the stop loss and take profit set automatically, and it's always a $20 stop loss and a $40 take profit. I can adjust it, but just to so it's one click for me, and the take profit would be 47.44. Yeah, 47.44. So I could be wrong. but it's a close stop loss, a small loss, and that looks right. And let's see exactly what was the entry price was 47.03. 4703.92. Okay, that's my entry price. I mark up the chart, guys, so because after it's all done, I take a screenshot and then I post it in my trading journal. That's why I do all of this. It's really good if you keep a trading journal. You can come back and look at your trades and see the mistakes you might have made or the things you did correctly. EP is entry price, and then SL, of course, stop loss. And we'll go for TP on take profit. That's a good place to have the take profit, right at resistance. I like that. But again, that's all done by default when I click buy, or if I click sell, my stop loss and take profit already set. I've got a little tool for MT5 that does all of that. And I don't even use anything on MT5. I just click the B. It's a shortcut. Click B and it places the trade, places the stop loss, places the take profit. Oh, good morning, Howard. Hey, how's it going? So you're in this trade or not yet? 4708 is safer for you, so you probably have a buy stop there. 4708 is right there. Okay. Yeah, it kind of bounced off of that and came back down to my entry point, didn't it? Yeah. Hmm. Like I said, I could be wrong, and you don't often see me take a bounce trade. My preferred method is a break above or break below the trend line, but it can be used either way. And I just took a bounce. And I have a good breathing room with a stop loss here. Yeah, but it's at 4,700 now. Of course, we're getting that structure being built around 4,700. All these candles here, like they're huddling around the campfire. So I'm in a small loss already. Oh, okay. Maybe I waited for Howard's 4708. No, I don't listen to anybody. I trust my strategy. It doesn't work every time, but I trust it and I follow it. But I am always interested to hear what you're doing and what your plan is, and if you're in a trade or not in a trade. 46.96. And already starting the second half hour here. Well, that's a big bearish engulfing 10-minute candle there, eh? Now, if it breaks below and closes below this trend line, I'm not going to go short because gold is bullish, and I think we will continue to see higher prices. Boy, it's just got its eyes on my stop loss. Look at that. It's got it in its sights. And we got another 5 minutes on this candle. Let's see what happens. 46.92, 46.93. Where did we get down to there? 46.91. Nope, hit 46.90. Oh, it's all fun and games. All fun and games. Oh, okay, Howard. Yeah, you have to protect your capital. That's most important. Very important. Protect your capital. Not many people joining in today. That's okay. Sometimes, some days there are, some days there aren't. What does this look like on the 1 hour chart? Oh, big bearish candle on the 1 hour chart. Look at that. Go back to the 10 minute chart. So interesting how that, if we look back at yesterday while we're waiting for this to play out, this was where we were over here yesterday. If you look at the 1 hour chart, very interesting. Very interesting. This is, oh, where am I there? Jumped down. Okay, here we are, the 1 hour chart. And this is the first hour. This is Singapore and Shanghai Open. We had that big move up, and we all got some profit in that one yesterday. And then, as we often see, not every day, not every time, but on the hour, it's so common. It happens a lot that you get a complete reversal. And sometimes it go all the way back down to where it started. And this one didn't the second hour. Then the third hour, it continued down a little bit and then went sideways. But that is really interesting how right on the hour, a complete change of direction. And that's not unusual, guys. I've told you that many, many times. It's something you need to be aware of. So getting a initial break of the trend line here. Got another 30 seconds on this candle. Let's see what happens. Boy, that's a big bearish engulfing candle. That's what they call a big ass candle. And it looks like it's going to hit my stop loss. Okay. So I was wrong on that trade. Hasn't quite hit it yet. I'm on the looking at MT5 now, but I'm pretty sure it will. It's just a few pips away. Bang, gone. Okay. So make a bearish move. I'm not going to go short, guys. I'm not going to reverse the trade because gold is bullish. If it goes to lower prices, then so be it. Okay. Could have gone short right there if I was using this and I was kind of like more in neutral mindset. Okay, just making some notes there for myself. Now take a screenshot. Oh, I forgot something here. Where did I go long? I went long right there. Hmm. Funny, funny, funny. So I got that trade wrong, guys. Hit the stop loss, had a small loss. All of these touch points here, all these bounces off the trend line, another bounce off the trend line, a bounce off the trend line. So I went long, got a couple of pips, and then it reversed on the next candle. Just take a quick screenshot here. Oh, hit the wrong thing. Where's my camera? Don't see the camera on my toolbar here. And, well, I'll go to the other site. There's the camera. Have you ever seen that, guys, where it comes down, hits your stop loss, and then starts going the right direction? Frustrating, eh? Now, clear all this off. That trade is done. Clean up the chart. Adjust my trend lines. This candle's not finished, so I'll leave trend line on the previous candle. Now let's see what happens. Hmm. Just came down, hit my stop loss, and it's starting to go back up. I know some people will be screaming, the market's not fair. It's not fair. But the markets are not fair or unfair. They simply move. And after you take the trade, you are at the mercy of the market. And you would think a 200 pip stop loss would be enough, but gold can move 200 pips so easily as it did just in this 10-minute candle. In fact, that one 10-minute candle was more than that. That was 240, 236 pips in one candle. $23 in one candle. Amazing. So if you think about it, this is where this is where Tokyo opened, and this is our high of the day. Just kind of staying a little bit in that range, eh? This is certainly not the big move that we had yesterday. Yesterday was beautiful, eh? That was great. I don't know whether that was. I was going to say that was a knee-jerk reaction. You know, you look back at yesterday, what we had there, and this beautiful move up, very unusual for such a strong move. And then it fell back down. So I was thinking, well, maybe that's just a knee-jerk reaction to that news that came out that Raj alerted us to. But then during the London session, yeah, I continued that move. But I don't know that it was based on that news because Trumpy Dumpty came out and later and said he's going to blow everything up, regardless. They so I don't know. I haven't looked at the news today. No idea what the decision is, what's going on. Very quiet group today, eh? I guess everybody focused on their charts. So what is my plan? My plan is to see if this will break above the trend line and close above the trend line, then I will go long. And looking on the 1 hour chart, what can we expect? Wow, that's really small candle on the 1 hour chart, eh? So maybe on the hour, which is 10 minutes from now, if it'll do a reversal and then continue to higher prices, that's a possibility. Because remember, on the hour, sometimes we get that reversal. It does something the first hour, and then the second hour goes the opposite direction. That's a possibility. So my plan is just to sit tight for the moment. And look at that. If you ever had that feeling that the market was against you or the market was out to get you, this would be that moment. I came down, hit my stop loss, and then turned around. But that's a foolish way to look at the market. The market doesn't care what I'm doing. It doesn't care if I'm in a trade or not in a trade. It's not fair or unfair. It just moves. So that candle is finished. I'll just adjust that trend line a little bit. There we go. Have you had your lunch yet, Howard? Sometimes I know during this session you tell me you're cooking lunch. Okay. Boy, just not much going on at all. Eh? And it could be maybe the general market sentiment with the institutions and the central banks. Maybe they're waiting to see what the big high impact news is going to be during the New York session. It's very big news. That's really important news coming during the New York session today. That's the non-farm employment, the retail sales, and the PMI manufacturing data. All of those very, very important news. So it could be that the general market sentiment is they'll wait and see what the news is going to be. It's going to have a big impact. Guarantee that New York session today is going to be very volatile. Fast moving candles, lots of action. Charlie's takeaway today. Okay, cool. Dim Sims. Charlie's takeaway. Do you go out and get that or you have it delivered? Most people these days, even all over the world, they have everything delivered. Well, that is a big business in Thailand. Huge. Food delivery, drink delivery. Here we have 7-Eleven in Thailand will deliver. If you order a bottle of water at 7-Eleven, they'll deliver it. It's unbelievable. A lot of Thai people, they order popcorn from the cinema. We've got some in here. We've got a few delivery services called Grab. Everybody knows Grab. And then there's a Panda, Bolt. I live across the street from the mall, and I can walk over there now. There's 50 motorbike guys, Grab delivery guys, taking orders, waiting orders, delivering orders in and out of the mall, delivering food, delivering drinks. It's unbelievable. I can't believe people are so lazy to walk to 7-Eleven and buy a bottle of water. Or, oh, it's unreal. And we have plenty of 7-Elevens here. We have about 18,000 7-Elevens in Thailand. So stick around for another 4 minutes. That's the be the top of the hour. Really doesn't look like we're going to get much going on here today. At least not the first couple of hours. And one big bearish engulfing, and then it's put the brakes on. And a big move up from Tokyo, and then a drop down. Pretty boring, and sometimes trading is boring. It's just part of the business. Oh, you pick it up and bring it back home. Sounds good. I guess Charlie's Takeaway is not too far from where you live. I live kind of right in central Bangkok, so I can walk outside my condo and be at McDonald's in about 30 seconds, or 7-Eleven, or Sizzler Steakhouse. I got a whole variety of places I can go. Live right in the middle. The cinema is across the street. The SkyTrain is 2-minute walk. So I don't do delivery. I can just walk across the street and get something to eat. And I don't cook. I gave up cooking a long time ago. It's so cheap to eat here, you don't need to cook for yourself. Okay, if you got a family, then yeah, I understand. But I'm single. I can eat lunch for $1.50. Why would I bother to cook? Hmm. Now, that is really strange. I just noticed on YouTube that it seems the chart I'm sharing with you is on 15 minutes, but the chart I'm looking at is 10 minutes. Oh, I just changed it, I guess. Okay, now it's the same. That was kind of weird. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget to click that like button. It does help the channel, support the channel, and I appreciate it. I shared my losing trade with you today, and I'm not going to take anything else. It doesn't look like the market's very quiet. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great trading day. And if you're not trading, I hope you still have a great day. Howard, enjoy your dim sims, and I'll see everybody again tomorrow.